So my name is Erik van Straaten, or when you want to say it in English, Eric van Straaten. And I've been an artist for about, let's say, about 20 years now. I started out as a photographer, but when photography went digital, I ended that. It was going okay. I had a lot of exhibitions, but at that moment I didn't like it anymore. And for, let's say, about 5 or 10 years now, I'm making statues. I started out making them by hand. I started out in wax, and then making molds and pouring them into resin, just like the other doll artists here now work. And for about 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago, I was invited to do a workshop at a technology institute in Holland with this 3D printing process. And since then, about the last year or something like that, I do this. So I don't do this very long now.
And it's a very special process. Do you want to tell us a bit more?
So the technique is what you do is you make a model in a computer, so in a 3D program. So the model is all made in the computer, including the colors, and then you upload your file when it's ready to be printed. They say you upload it to a facility, and there are machines which mix this sculpture, including the colors. And so my hands don't touch this. I only touch my mouse, and I only and virtually I touch and I sculpt the piece. But this model my hands haven't touched this.
And do you want to tell us more about this special model? About the story of how did you get the idea? And
okay, so this model is it's a funny. I don't know. I'm not sure why. It's my personal favorite at this moment, but that's because I really like Rococo, and this is very Rococo-ish. I think, especially because of the cabinet. And I think it's just funny, because the owl, it doesn't get to say anything. The owl is very symbolic of wisdom and of age, maybe, and it doesn't get to say anything. It tries, but it's just a silly bird. She knows what's going on. She thinks.
What's the title of this work?
The title, I actually don't like the title. I had to make it up for this. I think it's called now Inauguration, but I don't like it. A better title would be Uruburu, I think.
You said that you stopped doing photography when went digital, and now you do sculptures digitally.
Yeah,
so it's like if one hears the first sentence, one might think it's because you like the craftsmanship and
Now, what I like, what I don't like about digital photography, or about it's especially about the digital manipulation of photographs. I can do it. I'm very good in Photoshop, and that's no problem. But what I don't like is that you lose. You can easily lose all connection with the real world when you manipulate images, and there are no boundaries whatsoever. And also, but when you in the old days or how you traditional photography, even if you do a lot of manipulation in the darkroom, the image you end up with is still a reflection of reality, and with digital photography you can do that also, but there's no need to do that. So you can move away, and I didn't know at that time, and I still don't know why I don't feel feel the connection with reality. What's going on right now is that I still don't like digital, actually. Digital files and digital virtual entities. They are for me, they are worthless. You can't, because they are so easily manipulated, and they can be copied and all kinds of stuff. And the thing is, what's happening right now, what I like is that this virtual entity is becoming reality. And I think that's magical. Do you understand that? So it's the other way around this. That's what I like about it. If this image or this model couldn't be made physical, I wouldn't make it, I think.
Have you never thought of using your hands to make a sculpture?
Yeah, I did.
You did it?
I did, and I can do it also, but I'm not. I'm a bit lazy, and I've got very high standards in what I want to see from myself. So if I would try to do this, it would take me 4 years or something like that, and then you get frustrated, and now this is so good for me, and undo. When you make something with your hands, you can't undo stuff. And that's my biggest problem. I always, when I do something, I think, well, that's not good enough. Let's try again. And when you do it by hand, this takes months, because and sculptures by hand, they are they are trained, but they are also happy with the accidents that happen. I don't like accidents. I want to keep it all under control, and I can do that with this. I can do when I do Control Z.
It's perfect for you.
I go back to the previous state, and I try to do it again, and it will be better, in my opinion. Yeah.
And like 3/4 of your work, there are animals involved. What do those animals mean to you?
Well, the animals, they I think they are me, actually, and they're a subject to their life. They stand for life, or my life, and this life is being cut. And they're held back also especially by the girls. So it's a kind of I think it's a metaphorical, but you can also see it differently, I think. Yeah, maybe it's about clipping nature, or abusing nature for, well, I don't know. Yeah. I think all the sculptures, they try to escape stuff like getting old, dying, stuff like that, to be grounded, to be normal.
Usually, I think a lot of traditional sculpture is about working with your hands,
With your hands,
feeling the
yeah.
material, and
Yeah.
so it's interesting because
Yes.
it's the complete opposite.
And I'm not trained enough to do that also. And I want to be the detail to be as good as Bernini.
And you can
And I'm not Bernini. I can be Bernini. I pretend to be Bernini.